Listen, somebody's broke into the house in LA, took my dog from the house.
Violence, threats, fear. A truly horrible experience. Several footballers have been victims of traumatic robberies in the last few years. Lock the door and discover the 8 biggest burglaries suffered by footballers. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. A few days before leaving FC Barcelona to join Chelsea, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and his wife were forced to lie on the floor as their house was ransacked. The armed robbers didn't care about Aubameyang's frightened children, a horrifying ordeal for the Gabonese star and his family. And there's no one better than Auba himself to describe the nightmare they went through. On Sunday night, some violent cowards broke into our home and threatened my family and my children, just to steal some stuff. They injured my jaw, but I will recover in no time, and thank God no one else was physically harmed. According to El Pas, the burglars consisted of at least 4 men and escaped after stealing jewellery from Aubameyang's safe. But for Pierre-Emerick and his family, the stolen items had little importance in comparison to the fear they felt during those moments. The feeling that we are no longer safe in our own home is hard to understand and describe. But as a family, we will overcome this and stand stronger than ever. Thanks for all the support, it really means a lot to us. Auba. Aubameyang returned to London just 24 hours after his official statement. Hopefully him, his wife and his children will leave this awful episode behind them. Robert Lewandowski. Louis' journey at FC Barcelona didn't start in the best possible way. Don't get us wrong, he's killing it on the field. But during his first few days in the Catalan city, he was robbed while signing autographs. Hard to believe, but true. The Polish superstar stopped his car to take some photos and sign autographs for the fans on his way to the training ground. While doing so, 2 men took the opportunity to open the passenger seat and steal a watch valued at $75,000. When he saw the burglars, he pursued them on foot. Helped by local police, the thieves were apprehended and Lewandowski finally recovered his watch, after one of them confessed that they had hidden it behind a tree. Thomas Müller. The German is the latest addition to the regrettable list of players who have been robbed. Thomas Müller's house was burgled while he was playing against FC Barcelona. During the Champions League match between the Blaugranas and Bayern Munich, thieves went into the footballer's residence and stole possessions worth around €500,000. Thomas was supposed to speak to the media after the 2-0 win at the Allianz Arena, but he skipped the press conference after receiving the news. Bavarian police released a statement in which they explained that the thieves got away before their officers' arrival. Yesterday at around 10 o'clock, the police were notified of a burglary at a single-family house via an alarm centre. While only a few minutes later the first patrol car arrived, at least 2 unknown perpetrators fled through the garden and into an adjacent field and escaped in the dark. The police also confirmed that the thieves took some jewellery, plus cash and other valuables. Oh, we almost forgot. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, Müller was celebrating his 33rd birthday that evening. Lionel Messi. Not even the Argentine legend can escape this list. Lionel Messi was the victim of a robbery in his house just days after he moved in. The incident took place in October 2007 at his new home in Castelldefels, Barcelona. La Pulga had just moved in when thieves broke into his house. Although he wasn't there when the burglars entered, Catalan newspaper Sport revealed that Messi was visibly sad because there was sentimental value in some of the items stolen. Thieves also took some cash plus jewellery, but the now PSG player was distraught at the loss of those irreplaceable items. Messi, who was just 20 back then, lived near some of his Blaugrana teammates, but none of them were robbed. His family filed a complaint with the police, but young Leo stayed in Castelldefels. In fact, Messi lived in the neighbourhood until his departure for Paris in the summer of 2021. Cristiano Ronaldo. Why is it that when Messi appears, you just know Cristiano Ronaldo will feature as well? even when it comes to robberies. CR7's house in Madeira, Portugal, was targeted 2 years ago. This is the place where the Portuguese star spent his time during lockdown. The thief broke in after a member of Cristiano's staff opened the garage door. According to media reports, the burglar stole, as is normally the case, some cash, jewellery and one special item, a signed Juventus shirt. Cristiano, who was playing for the Italian Giants at the time, was representing his national team when the thief broke into his house. As for Georgina, she was taking part in Paris Fashion Week. Luckily, none of them were in the house when the incident took place. Karim Benzema. If you thought being victim of a robbery was tough, imagine thieves breaking into your house twice. That's exactly what happened to Karim Benzema over the last 3 years. The French striker's home was first robbed in 2019 while he was preparing to face Barcelona in the Copa del Rey semi-final. Thieves knew that Benzema was not at home and stole cash and jewellery from the Frenchman, who was notified about the incident after El Clasico. Karim was particularly unlucky because burglars returned in January 2022. They broke into Benzema's house while Karim was playing against Elche. Thieves entered through the garden and made sure that no one was inside the house before taking some valuable items. And as if that wasn't enough, KB9 missed a penalty and left the field injured that night. It doesn't get much worse than that. Sadio Mane. In a sordid twist of fate, Sadio Mane's house was robbed while the Senegalese star was playing against his current team, Bayern Munich. Thieves took the opportunity to break into the house when no one was there and took mobile phones, watches and car keys, according to the police report. We know the watches in particular are of significant monetary value, and I would also like to appeal to anyone who may have been offered the items for sale since the burglary to contact police. As we know, Mane is one of the most humble players on the planet, and is definitely not a man who worries about material possessions. But this must have been an incredibly stressful moment for the forward, who was playing for Liverpool in the Champions League at the same time the burglars were in his house. Sadly, this was not the first time that the African icon had suffered a robbery attempt. In 2017, Liverpool welcomed Maribor to Anfield in the Champions League. Mane and Dejan Lovren were recovering from injuries, but both of them decided to attend the game and support their teammates. As it turned out, burglars must have known this because they broke into both of their homes. They first attacked Mane's house and then smashed the patio door at Lovren's place, only to be stopped by a woman threatening to call the police. Mesut Ozil and Sead Kolosirats. This was one of the most shocking robbery attempts in history, and we know because the incident was caught on camera. Back in 2019, the then Arsenal players Sead Kolosirats and Mesut Ozil were ambushed by 2 armed men in an attempt to rob luxury watches worth £200,000. A frightening experience for almost everyone, of course. The German midfielder was in the driver's seat while the Bosnian defender was talking to him from the pavement. And it was at that moment they were targeted by the thugs. But they soon had the shock of their lives when Kalashnikovs fought back and chased them away. The Bosnian, praised by fans, colleagues and the media for his courage, recounted the incident a few weeks later.
Über das, was passiert ist, da möchte ich heute eigentlich nicht ins Detail reingehen. Das ist passiert und das lasse ich hinter mir, so wie Mesut auch. Und wir sind jetzt wieder voll da und konzentrieren uns auf unser Job.
Both players had to take 10 days off, while the gang who targeted them were finally jailed in November 2019. Unfortunately, robberies can affect every single one of us. As we've seen in this video, not even the greats of the game are immune. Which case surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments.